ती वायर थोडीशी येईलच मध्ये तिचं काय नाही बघा ती वायरला थोडंसं साईडला इकडनं आता नाही
काढून घेऊया का?
नाही काय गरज नाही गेली साईडला म्हणजे
येत आहेत का ते बघा.
मी येतोय गेली कॅमेऱ्याच्या फार बाहेर गावली तिला एकदम तिकडे साईडला काही इश्यू नाही. घारपुरे सरांनी काही आर्टिकल बनवलेले आहेत. ते आर्टिकल त्यांचं म्हणणं आहे की वेगवेगळ्या न्यूजपेपरमध्ये किंवा ऑनलाईन पब्लिश होऊन त्याचा समाजासाठी फायदा व्हायला पाहिजे यासाठी सरांनी काही आर्टिकल्स बनवलेले आहेत जी सरांना वेबसाईटमध्ये किंवा ब्लॉगिंगमध्ये पब्लिश करायची आहे. तर सरांच्या ज्या आयडिया आहेत त्याच्याविषयी आपण सर थोडी चर्चा करूया. तर तुम्ही जे सांगाल ते फोल्डर आम्ही ओपन करतो आणि त्याच्याविषयी आपण बोलूया थोडं.
स्किल डेव्हलपमेंटचं करा.
स्किल डेव्हलपमेंटचं जे आहे ते कशामध्ये आहे माय एक्सपिरियन्स विथ स्किल डेव्हलपमेंट.
चष्म्याशिवाय दिसतं
आहे मोठं करायचं दिसतंय सर.
लहानपण दिसतंय.
ओके ग्रेट.
तर विदाउट गोईंग इन टू द डिटेल,
करेक्ट हां
आज असं आहे मराठी लँग्वेज
म्हणजे इंग्लिशमध्ये गेलं चालतं तुम्ही सांगतो
इंग्रजीमध्ये
चालेल इंग्लिशमध्ये.
Today, average age of Indian is 29 years, which means we are a very young population, and they are looking for gainful employment of themselves so that they can sustain and have a comfortable life. So on the one side they have resource, but on the other side, almost 50% of them are staying in villages, and many of them have done just little education and they have no skills, so they are not employable. And unfortunately, Indian industry has not come up very well. Manufacturing, for example, we are only 3% globally, whereas China is almost 36% globally in manufacturing. And when the manufacturing takes place, the job opportunities are there. In 1928, United States, similar situation was there. That large number of population was dependent on agriculture. Today, although they produce a huge amount of agro products and export them also, and during PM 480 they were also giving to India. Only 3% of the population is employed in agriculture, and all the rest are gainfully used in manufacturing and services. In India, the manufacturing is minuscule. Services we are doing little better, but services require a lot of skilled manpower in IT and other professions, and not everybody can acquire such skills. So as a result, there is a huge amount of unemployment. When I was a MD of Hindustan Antibiotics, I was doing a 30 crore expansion and diversification during the 60s. And in today's term, that 30 crore can be called in today's term as 6,000 crores, which included expanding the penicillin capacity, putting a new gentamicin plant, expanding the formulation, and putting up 3 joint ventures: Karnataka Antibiotics Limited, Goa Antibiotics Limited, and Maharashtra Antibiotics Limited, with respective governments. Pharmaceutical and fermentation are high-tech jobs, and I was looking for a high-tech manpower quickly so that they can not only work or gainfully in this expansion and diversification. So I was thinking as to what should I do? And I found that the armed forces are the ones to take raw material at a very young age after psychological, physical and IQ test and mold them to their requirement and give them time promotion, and if they cannot be promoted, retire them, and even in retirement they look after. So I said I will try to follow this matter up to the time promotion. So what I decided was to take SSC boys, graduate boys and management trainees, unemployed after IQ, psychological, physical test. And then I was offering them a stipend in the first year. Only subsistence stipend, not large amount. Higher stipend in the second year, grade at the end of second year, and time promotion at the end of fourth year. That means a boy which is not employable, I was offering a 5-year career path. And how I was molding them to my requirement. These boys were seeded to various departments, somebody in fermentation, somebody in maintenance, somebody in formulation. And I was arranging in respective trade classroom training to them in a training department which I started in a big way. So on one side the skill development was taking place, on the other side the job guarantee with time promotion was taking place. And the material I got was so fantastic and so efficient that every department used to say, give us a training. Unemployed one. But if I gave him a career path, he was doing the work with full force.
Yes.
Because he had to take the time promotion, otherwise he would not get the time promotion. Now today, for example, and these boys occasionally used to go outside and they were getting interviewed. And one of the neighboring companies phoned me to Mr. Gharpure, this your boy has come for us, very good. Shall I take him? I said, no, he is under bond with me. That means material was not only good for me, it was good for other companies as well. So this type of skill development program is not taking place in India. Boys are getting educated, but they are interested more in getting a certificate rather than understanding the fundamentals. Because a certificate can give them a job. Boys are going to ITI, but there also they are more interested in getting a certificate rather than learning the trade. So, whereas my scheme was that they are taken raw, they are given the classroom training, they are given the on-job training, they are giving a time promotion, grade and time promotion, and a 5-year career path. India, they want to utilize the young population in India, then they have to follow this model, and the material that will come out will be fantastic. The manufacturing sector will gain substantially. We can not only give goods to Indians but even export them also. So, but what government scheme today is that they are giving skills in ITI but no job guarantee, or they are making them as apprentices but no skills, whatever they learn in the company. So skill development on the same basis as the armed forces do will solve our problem. And in order to create more job, I had also added a small suggestion at the end that we have to identify companies which are employing 100 plus workforce and have some plans to expand or diversify. And government should give them finance at a concessional rate so that these boys can not only be employed by the company where retirement or leaving of workforce is taking place, but also for the new expansion that they are undertaking with government support or concessional finance. So a comprehensive scheme for skill development on the lines which I had successfully done in 80s in Hindustan Antibiotics can give opportunities to the young population to gainfully utilize their services after training them well. And the unemployment problem can thus be addressed successfully. Are the powers that be listening to me?
Yes. Yes. We have to listen to sir. And probably there is a new thing right now. Like for example, the managers, the owners of the company don't have a big vision. If the vision is not there, they are just saying like, we are having some work for 1 year, 6 months, you work with us, then you can leave us. If they are having long-term vision, then probably they can have good thing for the employees or sustain that employee. Right now, due to the hookah world, like there is a volatility. There is
No, but
a
government has a scheme of productivity incentive scheme. So with that, many companies have come with a new projects, but they are not integrated with the skill development. What I am trying to say is that production linked incentive scheme or concessional finance for employment generation should be integrated together as a composite scheme. That means the boy is taken, found fit, he is employed as apprentice, and same thing is done also. That means skill development is integrated with the job required in a composite way.
Okay. So what should be our policy actually to do this? Means what exactly you suggested here? To summarize the government scheme, just giving skill can give only very marginal redressal of lack of skill. Employability malaise. It is necessary that job guarantee should be backbone of skill development.
Yeah.
Okay. If you
If
guarantee
there
them
is
job,
a job guarantee, even if you take apprentice 1 year, 2 years, but there is a job and time promotion. From the day one, that boy will apply his heart and soul to be successful.
and this you have like what
And
program
this
you-
I have done successfully,
with Hindustan.
and that is why I am saying that it should be done again,
Okay.
and in a big way.
Okay, but this idea you took from army. Okay, army, right? Army they just choose a 16 or 18-year boy and they
Young boy.
train them and they put them under very pressure like
Yeah.
rigorous training.
And
after
then
that,
those boys
they-
are willing to take bullets on their chest also.
Yes. After,
Willingly, huh?
Yes. After so much of hard work, they get trained. And they only find the best qualities out of them. Some can be leaders, some can be boss of another guys.
So, thank you sir for explaining us like your first concept regarding the skill development and the need of the market. We'll go to the next topic. Which topic sir we need to go on this?
Can we go to the end part, They are latest, is this the latest one?
Yes, this is the next topic.
With the production link. This is 20.
High cost, there is a paper on high cost of chemical reasons and remedies.
I think that may be like
That is
basic organic-
recent, huh?
Basic organic chemical.
Okay, that is also 50 years back, yes, you can highlight that. This is the paper I published almost 50 years back.
Okay.
And I have highlighted in the paper as to why cost of manufacturing
Yes.
at that time in 75 was high and what are the reasons and what are the remedies. Whatever I had given 50 years back, practically all those points exist today. For example, if we have to compete globally and be a major exporter, the raw material cost should be reasonable compared to the available in China or anywhere else. Unfortunately, that is not the case. For simple reason that the GST is not comprehensive. That means petroleum products and electricity is outside GST. And whatever duty you are paid on those petroleum products, there is no set off in the GST. And companies have to pay tax over tax.
Okay.
Now electricity is required even in manufacturing. Electricity is required in fermentation in a big way because the fermentation requires energy for agitation, aeration and sterilization. And because of this GST not being comprehensive, 18 fermentation facilities today have closed down. Leave aside creating new facilities. Even the existing facilities have closed down because of the petroleum products and electricity not getting set up, duty paid not getting set up with the GST scheme. So GST should be made comprehensive. Then there are other reasons. For example, our interest rates are high. Even today the interest rate is 12%. In China the rate is only 4%. So as a result, there is a clear 8% benefit available to Chinese manufacturer by paying a lower interest rate. Logistic cost. It is 16% in India as against 8% globally. What it means is that, for example, if you want to go to Chakan, it takes 2 hours. That means your productive time is wasted, your transportation time is wasted, and all this add up into the costing. So, logistic cost has to be reasonable, interest cost has to be comparable to the global, electricity cost should be comparable to the global. Then capacity. We Indians put up a plan. When we say there is a demand for 100 tons, we will put a plan only for 100 tons. And in 50 years back, there was also Monopolies Act and licensing regime. So as a result, for example, in 60s, they estimated that phthalic anhydride requirement of India will be 24,000 tons. And due to the licensing policy that nobody should have a commanding height of manufacturing, 4 licenses of 6,000 tons were issued. Now there is a formula here you can go. There is a formula, 0.6 formula. There is a formula you will see. Now, if you buy a bottle of this size, and if you buy a bottle of double the size, the price is not double. Price is to the power of 0.6. So if I have a reactor, which is say 1 m³ reactor cost is 10 lakhs, and I want to buy 2 m³ reactor, the cost is not 20 lakhs but 15 lakhs. Because many of the labor cost is same, whether you make this or this size is same. The machining is not proportionally double. Raw material required is not proportionally double. So this 0.6 formula is applicable. And during the license permit Raj, because the capacities were throttled, Indians have put up uneconomic size plants, and as a result, their capital cost is higher. I just 15 days back I was talking to somebody, and he said we have gone to China to put a 20,000 ton X chemical manufacturing. They were to supply the technology. And I asked, we visited the company and we saw that that company was lacking 2 lakh tons of that product.
Lacking?
2 lakh.
Okay.
200,000 tons. Indian company was planning 20,000. That company in China was making 2 lakh tons capacity. So how many of you are familiar with marginal costing? Anybody familiar?
No.
I can draw a graph on the, it is not in the paper, but I can draw it up. What is cost? Cost is a fixed cost
Correct.
plus variable cost is the total cost. And there is sales graph. So where it cuts the sales graph, that means fixed plus variable line cutting the sales graph is the break-even capacity. That means at that point you are recovering your fixed cost and variable cost, and beyond that you are in profit, and below that you are in loss. So putting a smaller capacity, the break-even capacity is much higher. Whereas putting a larger capacity, the break-even point is much lower. So then what Chinese do is they do marginal costing. Since they are domestic market, they are operating above the break-even capacity. Their fixed cost is already recovered. So all that they have to do is to charge the variable cost plus some small profit margin, and that is called marginal costing. So most of the Chinese are doing exports at marginal costing by putting up very large capacity. Under the license permit it was not allowed, and that mentality has not changed. So Indian put up capacities only as per the requirement, and they are not looking after the export opportunities by marginal costing. For example, recently I went to Jalgaon and I was doing a TV technical environment report for a company which was extracting coconut oil from coconut shell, and then they were to refine it in the refining project. So I asked them, are you in the export market? He said, no. I said, do you know marginal cost? He said, no. I don't do a graph in 10 seconds. And I showed him that if you do marginal costing, you can be export charge only variable cost plus some contribution to profit, and you are in export market. He said, this is so, Mr. Gharpure, I will start doing it now. So this awareness of marginal costing is not there, and as a result the Indian exports are minuscule. In China, in India the export contribute to the GDP maybe 3%, 5%. In China at one time it used to contribute 40% to the exports. Even today it is 20% to the exports. So by doing marginal costing, you are not only earning, but you are also contributing to the wealth creation and prosperity of the country. So this marginal costing concept is missing. This is where that formula comes in. That larger the capacity, lesser is the plant cost, which means less interest on the loan capital, which means you can do marginal costing and export, and better is the performance of the company. So India has to go a long way by putting more than economic size capacities and keeping exports into the mind and exporting after the marginal costing is done.
Means what we discussed is like we should have less interest rate for the loans.
Interest rate should be lower. Capacity should be larger.
Yes.
Raw material cost should be low. Logistic cost must be low. Then we can compare
GST
if
should be.
Indians do well. All the 3 top IT companies in USA are headed by Indians. They can do such wonders in India provided you provide them with
Better environment.
better environment to do business.
Yes. Yeah, this marginal costing is very important actually. Which we can
Any other questions, sir?
Biotechnology, the quantum jump. This paper was written by me in 1990. And what I am proposing there is that I have taken 4 sectors, biotechnology or quantum jump in 21st century. That means 21st century was 10 years ahead. And biotechnology takes time to develop. So I said if we develop these technologies, we can have upper hand in the 21st century. Now I have taken 4 sectors. One is agriculture. Now what do we do in agriculture? There was a time when PL480 wheat used to come in India. Now there is a green revolution and we are not only producing well but we are exporting also. But to do this, what we are doing is extensive use of urea. And how do we produce urea? Urea is produced from ammonia. And how ammonia is produced? You take nitrogen from the air and you take hydrogen from any hydrocarbon, whether it is gas, naphtha or whatever. That molecule which nature has synthesized, complex molecule, you make it into hydrogen. And the Haber process which was discovered in 1911 at high temperature 200 bars, at high temperature 400 degrees, catalytic reaction, you convert it into ammonia and combine it with urea to make, combine it with carbon dioxide to make urea. So what phenomena they are doing, the leguminous plants, that means pulse plants, whether it is tuar dal or any dal, those plants mix nitrogen, take the nitrogen from the air and room temperature pressure, fix it back into the soil. So what happens with these two plants? I said that by biotechnology we can make this phenomena in wheat and rice plant. And as a result, we can give ceremonial burial to this 1911 Haber process by which you make ammonia and urea. And the plants will do the work for us of fixing nitrogen back into the soil by crop rotation. So agriculture, I have said, this is how it should be done. Then energy. You must have read that parali burning and that this biomass can be utilized as a source for energy. We have been discussing but doing nothing. What I had proposed then in 90s. Look, today we are discussing, this is what I had proposed in 90s. That we should develop varieties of biomass which converts, for example, sugar cane converts 8% of the solar energy into biomass. But why should it be 8%? Why should it not be 16%? Why should it not be 20%? So through biotechnology you can develop varieties of vegetation which produce a larger biomass. And this biomass, from this biomass already in the past, when the forests were covered by the lava, that forest got converted into oil or coal. That means the oil and coal has been produced from a biomass. It has not come from heaven.
Yes.
There were forests, then there was lava, and they got temperature, and under temperature and no air. So it got converted into either oil or coal. We can simulate such a phenomena in agriculture by developing varieties which creates much bigger biomass, even bigger than what sugar cane does. Sugar cane produces a good amount of biomass, but we can even do better than that also. And then energy can be solved, and this is a renewable energy because every year the crop will come and it will, solar energy will be taken, and so solar I said. Then housing. Today, globally, in USA only 3% population is dependent on agriculture. And even then they produce enough food to feed themselves, they are happy, but also the whole world. So this phenomena can be simulated in India, that we can also have less people working in agriculture, provided, like the Green Revolution, further advances are made in agriculture. Right now, we are converting that sugar into alcohol, but many more advances can be made. And we developed energy forest. My concept is that people will migrate from villages to the towns, and that is how Pune is expanding in a big way. But Pune is not expanding the way we should expand. If we have to have a wealth creation, because a lot of time is wasted in transport, a lot of time is wasted in jhoppadpatti people living. My model I am doing is a hub and spoke model. That means there is a central business district and all around there are small hubs in the villages around. And those houses are made to the extent possible from wood. If you go to Switzerland, you have gone to Switzerland? Have you, anybody? If you see the chateaus, they are wooden. Small houses wooden. That is the way the Swiss people live. If we have a central business district in Pune and all around small towns are made into hubs with proper houses to a large extent made from wood like in Switzerland, then we can use ceremonial burial to cement and brick, which is creating the concrete jungle. Even today, if you fly over Germany, you will see that they don't have, excepting one or two or three, they don't have mega cities. They have factories which are right in the wooden area, and there are small villages which are in the wooden area. Very good transport system. On the autobahn in Germany, a bike fellow can do at 200 kilos per hour capacity speed. Such good roads are there. So when communication is good, from anywhere you can go anywhere without any
Public transport is very good.
when the roads are good, when transport is good, when bullet train is there, for example, the Japanese phenomena after the World War, they were destroyed. Not only by bombing but also through atomic weapons from Nagasaki and Hiroshima. But within no time they came up because they started the bullet train from Osaka to Tokyo. And that distance of 500 kilometers is reached in less than 2 hours. So when communication is good, you can stay anywhere you like. And need not necessarily there be here in Pune only and have all the traffic problem and the pollution problem and road crossing problem. So hub and spoke of a way of management. And in the spokes, the houses are made to the extent possible to be wood. So that the cement is also energy consuming phenomena. So cement can be also used only in the hub, but not in the spokes. Then, I just read an article. I am diabetic for last 35 years. From 1990 I am diabetic. And I am on insulin. All the insulin in India worth about 10,000 crores is imported. Why should we not produce our own insulin? And also diseases which are endemic to India, we should first develop a quick test. Like you can insulin or sugar, you can have test. Similarly, few other there are tests. But many of the diseases there are no tests. Simple litmus type of test should be developed so that early detection and early cure can take place. So I thought out well-structured program for developing medicines and test methods relevant to the Indian population and their diseases should be undertaken. So housing, health, energy, I had highlighted what should be done. And so this paper I had done this in 1990. That means 34 years back. But we have not done anything so far. We are where we were in 90.
So there is now concept of reverse diabetes. There are some papers are creating some devices to measure that or to do the reverse diabetes. Have you taken any kind of such treatment or you have talked with such people for reverse diabetes?
No, I don't know what is reverse diabetes.
They put some equipment here and they can completely reverse.
Monitor the sugar.
No,
Okay.
continuous monitoring is possible. Continuous monitoring of sugar is possible. And I also do monitoring. Every Sunday, I have a 10-year record. Sunday morning I get up and my fasting sugar I take and I take breakfast and after 2 hours I take and I monitor. That is why at 91 I am still mobile.
Yes, sir.
Very good.
So that is appreciable. So like, would you like to go to any other topic?
Now one more you have forgotten in this.
Okay.
No, sir, you say related to agriculture, biotechnology, sir.
Biotechnology, 4 sectors.
Yeah.
So biomass, then
Now,
energy.
Okay.
government is also emphasizing on that for sugar factors. They are emphasizing on making
Now
ethanol.
government focusing to ethanol or things.
But what they are doing is, they are not saying that we will
By ethanol.
What I am proposing is biomass conversion.
Okay.
Generation of biomass and converting into energy.
Yeah, that is also very good thing.
Anyway, I think it is enough for today.
It's up to you. There is raining outside, that's why we are sitting here.
Yeah.
At that warm area with your warm thoughts, and we are just like listen to you what you want to say, because a lot of things are there for us also. The basis.
But I have to also attend some meetings in my office.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Like what time you want to leave? Let us know. Because outside there is raining right now.
It's raining actually. We can arrange a cab.
But we'll come to
Yes, we can book the cab for you. We just let us know where you want to go, so we can book the cab. So whenever you want to go, let us know. So what we will do? These are the articles which we are going to publish.
Okay.
For Sir, and we are going to help Sir to promote these articles. Sir want to make sure that whatever he has collected, he want to show to the society, he want to give to the society. There are some like vision level problem at everybody's life. So Sir is like what we did, we have created one like letter for Sir. Sir has lived 90 years of life. He is going to live 90 years vision for all of us. So that's why like we are telling Sir like you just give us whatever you want to tell, like how we should follow your basic pointers for like new generation and like that. So
Yes.
that is what Sir is telling to us. काय सर तुम्ही तुमच्या ऑर्गनायझेशनविषयी थोडंसं त्यांना समजून सांगा आणि मग सर तुम्हाला पण काय काय गायडन्स करतील किंवा आपण जे करतोय युवा उद्योजकचं त्याच्याविषयी थोडंसं मराठीतनं बोला आता म्हणजे आपल्याला हे
Yes.
सगळं
नमस्ते सर, मी थोडा लेट जॉईन झालो. माझं नाव नितीन कुमार काळे. बेसिकली आय एम मेकॅनिकल इंजिनियर, एम मेकॅनिकल ऑल्सो. इनिशियली आय स्टार्टेड जॉब इन टीचिंग फील्ड. इंजिनिअरिंग कॉलेजमध्ये मी ॲज अ प्रोफेसर म्हणून काम केलं. HOD होतो मी, पण मला बिझनेससाठी खूप इंटरेस्टेड होता. म्हणजे मला ते फील्ड म्हणजे मला बिझनेसच करायचा होता. लहानपणापासून मी छोटे मोठे व्यवसाय केले, वडिलांबरोबर केले, मी स्वतः केले. मग त्यावेळेस मी EDC सेल असतो तो मी एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप डेव्हलपमेंट सेल मी स्वतःहून चालवत होतो कॉलेजमध्ये. मला बिझनेस करताना मला खूप अडचणी आल्या. अगदी आयडिया जनरेशनपासून फंड रेझिंग, गव्हर्नमेंट सपोर्ट स्कीम, त्यानंतर ते नॉलेज स्किल, एंटरप्रेन्योर ते बिझनेसचं स्किल, या बऱ्याच गोष्टी आहेत की ज्या खूप डिफिकल्ट झाल्या मला. त्यातून मला एक आयडिया आली आणि मग मी एक युवा उद्योजक विकास केंद्र म्हणून मी स्थापन केलं. हे 2014मध्ये ॲक्च्युली मी स्थापन केलं. NGO फॉर्म केला आहे, त्यामध्ये एवढं रजिस्टर केला. 2014 ते 17पर्यंत माझं काम हे इंजिनिअरिंग जे स्टुडंट्स आहेत त्यांनाच आपण एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप डेव्हलपमेंटचे प्रोग्राम द्यायचो, उद्योजक ते फायनल इयरला वगैरे. पण नंतर मला खरं गरज जाणवली की हे सर्वसामान्य माणसाला तर खूप गरज आहे. आज मराठी माणूस खूप कमी आहे या क्षेत्रात, किंवा ॲक्च्युली बिझनेस पॉईंट ऑफ व्ह्यू बिझनेस लोक करतच नाही. ज्याला काही जमत नाही तो बिझनेसमध्ये पडतो. सो त्या हिशोबाने आम्ही स्टार्ट केलं. मग मी सुरुवातीला मी एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप डेव्हलप उद्योजक बना हा एक प्रोग्राम घ्यायचो की बऱ्याच लोकांना सांगायचं आयडिया कशा जनरेट करतात, बिझनेस मॉडेल कसं डेव्हलप करायचं, बिझनेस स्टार्ट कसा करायचा, फंड कुठून गोळा करायचा, मार्केटिंग कसं करायचं, या बऱ्याच गोष्टी लोकांना शिकवल्या. पण लोकांचं कसं होतं की नंतर परत ते माझ्याकडे जायचे, सर तुम्ही काहीतरी आम्हाला बिझनेस द्या. त्यांना कितीही शिकवलं आपण जरी म्हणलं तुम्ही प्रॉब्लेम शोधा, ऑब्झर्व करा, लोकांच्या गरजा लक्षात घ्या, तुमच्याकडे काय स्किल आहे, त्याला तुम्हाला कमर्शियलाइज कसं करता येईल, त्या बऱ्याच गोष्टी आम्ही लोकांना शिकवल्या. पण बऱ्याच लोकांच्या तरी डोक्यात घुसत नव्हत्या. मग माझ्यानंतर डोक्यात एक गोष्ट आली की असे डिमांड बेस्ड बिझनेस भरपूर आहेत आपल्याकडे, त्यात ॲक्सेप्टेबल रिटर्न ऑन इन्व्हेस्टमेंट, की जस्ट असे की आणि काही विशेष लोकांच्या हातामध्ये. म्हणजे आज तुम्ही पाणीपुरी जर बघितलं, तुम्हाला राजस्थानी भैया लोकच आहेत. बेकरीचा व्यवसाय बघितलं, तुम्हाला मुंबईचे लोक किंवा हे भैया लोकच आहेत. तुमच्याकडे पान शॉपचा बिझनेस बघा, कुल्फी आईस्क्रीमचे बिझनेस आहेत, हॉटेल लाईनचे भरपूर बिझनेस आहेत जे तुम्हाला इतर बाहेरच्याच लोकांच्या हातामध्ये आहेत. तर आम्ही ते जे काही असे व्यवसाय आहेत जे छोटे छोटे आहेत की ज्याला इन्व्हेस्टमेंट कमी आहे, ते बिझनेसचं आम्ही लोकांना प्रॅक्टिकल ट्रेनिंग द्यायला सुरुवात केली. मग ते लोकांना त्या कमर्शियल गोष्टी शिकवल्या. त्याला बिझनेस अँगलनी कसं पाहायचं, एक छोटं मॉडेल पण तुम्ही मोठं पुढे कसं करू शकताय, त्या बऱ्याच गोष्टी त्यांना शिकवल्या. तर तुम्ही छान रिस्पॉन्स द्यायला आम्हाला. आता मी जवळजवळ 3-4 वर्ष झालं या कंटिन्यूस आपण लोकांना शिकवलं. आतापर्यंत नाही म्हणलं तरी 5,000 लोकांना आम्ही शिकवलं असेल. त्यातला माझा सक्सेस रेशिओ प्रॉब्ली सांगेन 70-80% आहे, की जे लोकांनी उभं करताय. हो सर, डेफिनेटली. कारण म्हणजे सगळे पेड प्रोग्राम आहेत सर, मी फ्री काही देत नाही. आणि पेड पण एवढी हाय फी नाही, 1 डेची 2,500-3 हजारच्या रेंजमध्ये फीज असते. पण माझ्याकडे जो येणारा क्राऊड आहे तो ॲटलिस्ट त्याची मानसिक तयारी केलेला असते. कारण बिझनेस म्हणजे इन्व्हेस्टमेंट रिस्क, ज्याला तो घ्यायची तयारी तो येतो. त्यामुळे तो जिथे नडलेला आहे तिथे आम्ही त्या लोकांना ते सोल्युशन देतो, त्यातून ते लोक डेव्हलप होतात. सो त्या कन्सेप्टनी स्टार्ट केलं मी. इनिशियली ते खूप छोटे छोटे व्यवसाय असतात. आता आपल्याला ते पुढे जाऊन लोकांना जे प्रोफेशनल बाकीच्या गोष्टी आहेत त्यामध्ये पण लोकांना ट्रेन करायचं आहे. कारण आपल्याकडे हा सगळ्यात मोठा सर तुम्ही जर बघितला असेल ना, की लोकांकडे बिझनेस अँगल खूप कमी. बिझनेस पॉईंट मी बिझनेस कसा होतो ते मराठी माणसाला खूप, मला समजायला इतकेही वर्ष लागलं असतं. तर मी तर होतो सर्वसामान्यांना तर काहीच याचं नॉलेज नाही. जसं आपण मारवाडी कम्युनिटी जर बघितली, ऑलरेडी त्यांची खानदानमधून बिझनेस आहे, त्यांना ते कळत आहे. पण आपल्या माणसाला त्या गोष्टी कळायला खूप वेळ लागतो. सो त्या अँगलने आपण लोकांना स्टार्ट केलं, ट्रेन लोकांना शिकवतो आपण. बरेच लोक उभं राहिले त्यातून. असे माझ्याकडे 300 प्रपोज टॉपिक आहेत सर. त्यातले आत्ता मी हार्डली 60-70 टॉपिकच मी लोकांना, कारण त्याच्याच रिपीट एवढा रिस्पॉन्स आहे की लोकांना त्याच गोष्टी हव्या आहेत. सो बाकीच्या पण गोष्टी आपल्याला हळूहळू करायच्या आहेत. तर तशा संदर्भातच माझं काम चालू आहे. असं आहे.
गुड.
येस सर.
हे आहे त्यांचं जे आपण
हे सगळे कोर्सेस आहेत सर. म्हणजे हे कोर्सेस आहेत. काही ॲग्री, माझ्याकडे 4 सेगमेंट आहे सर. एक फूड प्रोसेसिंग, ॲग्री प्रोसेसिंग, हॉटेल लाईन आहे, स्मॉल स्केलचे पण बिझनेसेस आहेत.
मुंबईमध्ये जोशींनी पण चालू केलं होतं ना.
हां.
CM झाल्यानंतर जोशींची
हो हो हो.
मनोहर जोशी.
येस येस.
कोहिनूर इन्स्टिट्यूट.
कोहिनूर इन्स्टिट्यूट.
हो, त्यांचं टेक्निकल इन्स्टिट्यूट आहे.
टेक्निकल इन्स्टिट्यूट पण आहे. अशा तऱ्हेचं म्हणजे मोठ्या प्रमाणात केलं होतं.
हो हो हो.
कोहिनूर इन्स्टिट्यूटचं खूप नाव
हो
होतं.
हो. ओके.
डेक्कनला पण कोहिनूर इन्स्टिट्यूटचं मोठं सेंटर होतं.
हो.
हां हां.
हॉटेल्स वगैरे पण मध्ये उतरले ना.
हां हां हां. ओके.
सरांनी आपल्याला सगळं चांगलं मार्गदर्शन केलेलं आहे आज.
येस.
सरांनी म्हणजे एवढ्या वेळात वेळ करून आपल्याकडे आले. तर सरांचं आमचं पुणे मॅनेजमेंट असोसिएशनमध्ये ओळख झाली. मराठा चेंबर ऑफ कॉमर्समध्ये सध्या भेटले आणि गप्पा मारता मारता सर म्हटले की मला माझं एक उद्देश करायचं. म्हटलं आम्ही आमच्याकडे काही 4 उद्योगी माणसं आहेत की ज्यांना समाजासाठी काहीतरी द्यायचं. तर त्या लोकांना लोक माझ्यासोबत असल्यानंतर तुम्ही स्वतः आला बोललात तर अजून चांगलं पडेल की कसं करायचं. आता आमच्याकडे काही मुलं येतात, कधी कधी काय होतं की आपल्यालाच आपल्या रोजीरोटीमध्ये जर प्रॉब्लेम येत असतील तर आपण पुढच्या जर रोजीरोटीचा आपण सगळं सॉल्व्ह करू. बरोबर. आणि तुमच्याकडे जर ग्लोबल लेवलचं विजन असेल तसं आपल्या सरांनी सर तुमची म्हणजे तुमच्या सुरुवातीपासून तुम्ही सांगा की तुमच्याकडं घरचं बॅकग्राऊंड होतं का, म्हणजे कंपनी काढण्यासाठी किंवा हे करण्यासाठी, आणि तुम्ही म्हणजे एवढा मोठा जो उद्योग तुमचा नेला आहे सगळा आता, तर त्याच्यामध्ये तुम्ही कसं हे केलं, तुम्ही स्वतःला कसं हे केलं डेव्हलप केलं तुमचा बिझनेस, त्याच्याविषयी थोडक्यात आम्हाला सांगा.
56 साली कधी पास केलं.
ओके.
आणि 2 छोट्या छोट्या नंबर केल्यानंतर मी हिंदुस्तान स्टीलमध्ये लागलो. ते सुद्धा कोणत्या इंडस्ट्रीमध्ये, कोणत्या प्लॅनमध्ये, तर कोल वाशरी म्हणजे कोळशाला जिथे धुतात ना, आणि त्याचं मी ट्रेनिंग घेतलं आणि तिथे मी 5 वर्ष शिफ्ट ड्युटी केली. म्हणजे 6 ते 2, 10 ते 6. म्हणजे माझे कामावर गेल्यानंतर असा ड्रेस असेल तर संपला 8 तासानंतर पूर्ण काळा. तर कोळशाला धुण्याचं काम चालू होतं, तिथे सुरुवात केली. 5 वर्ष मी शिफ्ट ड्युटी केली. नंतर मग मला हिंदुस्तान ऑर्गॅनिकमध्ये केमिकल इंजिनियर म्हणून नोकरी लागली. मग तिथे प्रमोशन मिळालं सिनियर केमिकल. तिथे प्लॅन मॅनेजर झालं, तिथे प्रोजेक्ट मॅनेजर झालं. हा जो पेपर आहे तो तिथे पब्लिश केला होता 75 मध्ये, दाखवला होता. आणि त्यावेळेला हा पेपर लोकांना एवढा आवडला, म्हणजे इंडियन केमिकल मॅन्युफॅक्चर असोसिएशन म्हणून केमिकल युनिव्हर्सिटी, तिथे आम्ही आमच्या MD बरोबर पेपर केला आणि तो लोकांना एवढा आवडला, लिटरली डझन्स ऑफ पीपल केम अँड कॉंग्रॅच्युलेटेड, फॅन्टॅस्टिक पेपर आहे. तर माझा जे बॉस होते त्यांनाही तो आवडला. आम्ही जॉईंटली पब्लिश केला त्याचा
स्वामीनाथन.
ते म्हणजे इलेक्ट्रिकल कमिशनरचे मुलगे स्वामीनाथन जे होते
पहिले,
हां, त्यांचा तो मुलगा. तर ते त्यांची बदली झाली इथे अँटीबायोटिक्समध्ये. त्यामुळे मला म्हणाले की तू पण इथे गेले आणि मला GM म्हणून इथे केलं आणि ते सोडून गेले, तेव्हा मला तिथे MD म्हणून केलं. तर एका पेपरमध्ये माझं करिअर झालं. एका पेपरमुळे मध्यम वर्गातून येतो मी. आतापर्यंत 100 वेळा फॉरेनला गेलो आहे, 50 देश बघितले आहे आणि जगामध्ये काय बघण्यासारखं ते बघितलं आहे. म्हणजे बेस्ट प्लॅन्ट्स मी बघितले आहेत. फॉर एक्झाम्पल ऑस्ट्रियामध्ये कुंडलमध्ये बायोकेमिकलचा प्लॅन बघितला आहे, मेजी सेकाचा प्लॅन बघितला जपानमध्ये, झेक कोल्पाचा प्लॅन पोलंडमध्ये बघितला आहे, मॉर्शाप्टोमचा न्यू जर्सीला प्लॅन बघितला आहे, LILDचा पेनिसिलिन प्लॅन बघितला. म्हणजे जगामध्ये मोठे मोठ्या कंपनीचे जे प्लॅन्ट्स आहेत ते सगळे बघितले. आणि हे करताना हे सगळं ऑफिशियल कामं करताना मला संधी मी विकेंडला की बघायचं जगात. तर मी बेस्ट पिक्चर म्हणजे मोनालिसाचा पिक्चर आहे ते लूमध्ये पॅरिसला बघितलं. येशूचा लास्ट सबर इटलीमध्ये पिक्चर आहे ते बघितलं. स्मिथसोनियन म्युझियम आहे वॉशिंग्टनला, 5 म्युझियम्स आहेत. तिथे त्या नील आर्मस्ट्रॉंगनी बांधलेला मून रॉक ठेवला, तो बघायला मिळाला. जगामध्ये काय बघण्यासारखं आहे की नायगरा फॉल, तो बघायला मिळाला. ब्राझीलमध्ये तो येशू ख्रिस्ताचा पुतळा आहे, तो बघायला मिळाला. पॅरिसमध्ये इफेल टॉवर आहे, तो बघायला मिळाला. बेस्ट म्युझियम, बेस्ट शोज म्हणजे तुम्ही माय फेअर लेडी बघितला असेल सिनेमा, टी फुलराणी सिनेमा बघितला असेल, भक्ती बर्वेचं ते पिग्मेलियन म्हणून जे बर्नार्ड शॉनी पुस्तक लिहिलं त्याच्यावर ते माय फेअर लेडी सिनेमा निघाला आणि त्याचं मराठी वर्षन पुलंनी केलं होतं आणि पुलंनी ती फुलराणी म्हणून केलं होतं. भक्ती बर्वेने त्याच्यात काम चालू केलं होतं. तर त्याचा जो ऑथर आहे त्या ऑथरनी शेक्सपियर मेमोरियल थिएटरमध्ये जे प्रोग्राम झाले ते मी तिथे बघितले. ओरिजिनल शेक्सपियर मेमोरियल थिएटर स्टॅटफर्ड अपॉन एव्हनमध्ये ओरिजिनल ड्रामा शेक्सपियरचे बघितले. जिथे माय फेअर लेडीमध्ये जुली अँड्रूनी काम केलं आहे, पिक्चरमध्ये जुली अँड्रूनी काम केलं आहे, तिथे ड्रामामध्ये तिने काम केलं आहे. तर त्यांचे डान्सेस जसं आता बेली डान्स आहे इजिप्तमध्ये, सेगा डान्स आहे मॉरिशसमध्ये, असे वेगवेगळे म्युझियम्स, वेगवेगळे प्लॅन्स संगीत खूप मिळालं.
खूप चांगलं. सरांनी त्यांच्या काळामध्ये बऱ्याच लोकांना कंपनीमध्ये कसं बिहेव केलं पाहिजे, तुमच्या मोरल व्हॅल्यू कशा राहिल्या पाहिजे त्याच्याविषयी सुद्धा सरांनी खूप ॲक्टिव्हली वातावरण निर्मिती करून ठेवली होती. हिंदुस्तान अँटीबायोटिक्सच्या सुद्धा खूप कंपनीच्या लोकांमध्ये सरांनी केलेल्या त्या कामामुळे त्या काळामध्ये खूप हाय लेवलपर्यंत कंपनीला व्हॅल्यू दिलं. पण काय होतं आत्ताच्या काळामध्ये की एक माणूस असतो जो मोरली किंवा लॉंग विजनरी असतो आणि आत्ताचे जे काही लोक आले ते खाणं म्हणजे मला काय खायला मिळेल आणि कंपनी कशी डुबल किंवा कसं बंद पडेल त्याच्याविषयी त्यांचं जास्त असतं. आणि कसं असतं की आता जे काही पॉलिटिकली लिबरल झालेले लोक आहेत की आम्ही मला मिळाल्यानंतर सत्ता आली की सत्ता भोगायची कशी, तर सत्तेचा सर्वसामान्यांना उपयोग कसा करायचा याच्याविषयी सरांनी त्यांचे जे बेसिक्स आहेत म्हणजे सरांनी आम्हाला मगाशी प्रोजेक्ट मॅनेजमेंट कसा डिपेंड करायचा ते मयूरला सांगितलं, मला मार्केटिंगविषयी सांगितलं किंवा HR म्हणजे काय ते 2 वाक्यामध्ये किंवा एक्झाम्पल्सही सरांनी सांगितलं बेसिक काय. कारण काय होतं आता पण आपल्या ह्याच्यामध्ये आपण विचार करताना एक छोटा किंवा आपल्या मनामध्ये जे आहेत अडचणी त्याच्यामध्येच काम करतो. आणि असं तुम्ही तुमच्या तब्येतीविषयी किंवा तुमच्या हेल्थविषयी चांगलं राहण्यासाठी म्हणजे काय डाएट किंवा असं काय रुटीन फॉलो केलं की ज्याच्यामुळं अजून सुद्धा तुम्हाला अशी एनर्जी किंवा सगळ्यांशी बोलायची ताकद पॉवर हे राहते आणि सरांची डेअरिंग आहे म्हणजे सरांनी आता त्या दिवशी आमची एजीएमची मीटिंग पण झाली ना सरांचं एक मत एका साईडला असतं म्हणजे तुम्हाला पहिली गोष्ट तुमचं ओपिनियन मांडता यायला पाहिजे मला कसं होतं आपण 4 लोक बसलो ना आपल्याला मन असतं बोलायचं नसतं नाटक पण सरांच्या मागं त्यांचा बेस आहे सरांच्या मागं त्यांचं मत आणि ते कुणालाही कुणासोबत सुद्धा मांडायचं असेल म्हणजे नरेंद्र मोदी सर साहेब असतील तरी सुद्धा त्यांच्यासोबत ते बोलणार पुण्यामध्ये सुद्धा कोण किती मोठे लॉबी असेल त्यांच्यासोबत पण त्यांचं जे मत असणार ते मांडणार पण ते सरांचा जो कॅपॅसिटी आहे तो जो गुण आहे हे आहे तर त्याच्याविषयी मला एकदम म्हणजे स्वतःला मला खूप आवडलं सरांनी त्यांच्या तब्येतीविषयी किंवा कशाविषयी सर काय फॉलो केलं ते पण आम्हाला सांगा
नाही काय सिंपल आहे व्यायाम मी कधी सोडत नाही सकाळ आणि संध्याकाळ व्यायाम ट्रॅव्हलमध्ये असलो गाडीमध्ये असलो विमानामध्ये असलो व्यायाम केल्याशिवाय तो पोटा माझा पूर्ण झालाच पाहिजे दुसरं म्हणजे थोडं थोडं खायचं सो बिकॉज ऑफ डायबिटीज स्मॉल क्वांटिटी येते शुगर लेवल कंट्रोलमध्ये असते परत थोड्या वेळाने खायचं परत थोड्या वेळाने खायचं 4-5 वेळा खायचं आणि सरळ वागायचं म्हणजे मनामध्ये उलटं सुद्धा काही केलं नाही ना तर झोप लागते दुपारी 10 मिनिटात 15 मिनिटाची झोप घेतो अलार्म लावून उठतो मला लगेच झोप लागते आणि अलार्म लावून मी उठतो पण मन स्वच्छ असलं ना रात्री सुद्धा अटॅच द बेड आय गेट स्लीप दुपारी 10-15 मिनिटं 20 मिनिटं जी आहे टच द बेड गेट स्लीप कारण आपल्या मनामध्ये कन्व्हिन्स काही नाही आणि ज्या वेळेला तुमचं मन एकदम क्लिअर आहे उलटं सुलटं काही नाही त्यावेळेला तुम्हाला झोप व्यवस्थित नाही
सर तुमचं रुटीन कसं असतं डेली आणि हे सगळे जे काम आहे म्हणजे तुम्ही ऍक्टिव्हली बघता की अजून कोणी
नाही माझे स्टाफ आहे
ओके
सरांचं आपल्याला भरपूर मार्गदर्शन आज मिळालेलं आहे
चालू का मी कारण हे
पाहुणे पाहले आता जाऊया सरांचे फोटो काढू येतात आपण सगळं या या सगळं काय सर या सर सरांना हे
व्हिडिओ
फोटो घेऊ काय सर या सर या हे सरांचंच लिहिलेलं